This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Hey everyone, it's Saturday morning. It's me, it's Charlie. Lilith had to go to work. So let's get into it. We got news to discuss, comics, because we've got a big interview coming up on Super Connectivity this week. So let's jump into it. Capes and Lunatics, episode 129 starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. Like I said, just joining me from New Jersey. That's... Oh, go ahead.
Charlie the Professor at... Hi.
Do it over Skype because get vocals not good these days.
Not getting the vocal, man.
Even Rob Southgate having trouble with the get vocal.
Yeah, well, probably it showed a lot of promise, rose too fast, then collapsed on itself.
Sounds like, I don't know.
Just have the bandwidth on their servers.
So, Charlie, is there any big news things you saw this week you caught your eye?
Oh, man. What did catch my eye this week? I don't know. Really, obviously we've got the HBO Max announcement, which is twice as much as Disney Plus.
That's weird. I'm like, if you really want to compete with Disney Plus, are you going to go higher?
Well, to be fair, Disney Plus is planning to do a rolled over service with Hulu, which it is going to be that $12, $13 a month. HBO Max is trying to be a standalone product. So basically, all of the content that Warner's has access to will be available. Whereas with Hulu, there's content that Disney Plus doesn't necessarily have access to and stuff that they want to have sort of cultivated in another way. So you're going to get for example, on HBO Max, you're probably going to get your entire Skinamax fare and your Sesame Street. Now, and not for nothing, that is the kind of thing that's going to make you say, oh, well, that might be worth $13. Just got to make sure that the kids don't go to the Skinamax. That's the thing, is like you're going to have this range that isn't bound by a brand limitation. And that is maybe its biggest selling point, And, they do say that, the DC universe is still going to be its own thing and it's going to be fine. But I guarantee you, everything you can get on DC universe is probably going to be available on HBO Max, except for probably the comics.
Well, all the new stuff that are already rolling out's going straight to HBO Max. Green Lantern, that Adam Strange thing, or some anthology thing. Yeah.
So I get the feeling that, HBO Max is going to be there. And I think basically maybe it'll be a situation where they're going to premiere it on HBO Max and then maybe like a week later, or like maybe it'll run and then it'll stream on, so you'll do a weekly run on HBO Max and then you can do the bingeable stream once you get DCU. Or something like that, or there'll be that extra paid tie-in to get the HBO Max DCEU tie-in, In which case then you're paying $12.99 for DCEU. So it's, that's the issue. And the real selling point for HBO Max is going to be they're going to have their R-rated fare there as well. They're going to have their stuff that is going to be HBO After Dark. And that's going to be part and parcel of the product. Now, the only possible exception to this that may be a little bit different is I did notice that recently HBO stopped running its After Dark stuff and moved its After Dark stuff to its other channel. So you can't see like what was it? The Spider Girl porn parody. It was a while ago.
Wait, HBO had that?
Yeah. Well, it was one of the cycles. I mean, you can get stuff like that on Tubi for free too. So, but yeah, or was it Bikini? Was it Bikini Spider Woman? I don't know. Anyway, I believe it starred Misty Monday. I can't remember for certain, but anyway, yes. What's your question? It was not related to the actual Spider. It was basically a porn Spider-Man parody with a female protagonist. So like Penny Parker gets bit by a spider and yada yada yada. It's not much to get.
With the kids.
Yeah, well, hey, I believe in openness and discussion about everything. Kids can't be surprised when they go out in the world and see that there's stuff that exists.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I just think HBO Max is shooting itself in the foot. Because, I mean, there's even headlines. I don't know if people are going nuts because it says DC Universe tells subscribers HBO Max is friend, not foe. It's like...
Yes. It is. Is it fiend or foe? It is what it is. And the fact of the matter is that they're trying to create a one-stop shop. That is what they want. They want a one-stop shop. And their advantage over Disney is... Yeah, but... Like I said, they're going to be able to, in the sense that they're going to have all their HBO prestige, which even if it isn't Skinamax quality, is still R-rated. They're going to have, trust me, Deadwood is R-rated. And then they're going to have Sesame Street, and they're going to have a swath of stuff in between. They're going to integrate Cartoon Network there. And they're going to integrate all the other Warner properties, the Hanna-Barbera properties, And, for what it's worth, One Banana, Two Banana, Three Banana Gore, I guarantee you the Banana Splits series is going to be on HBO Max when they decide to develop that. Because, it's a property they own. I don't know how it's doing ratings-wise, but I know that me and Tristan loved it, It really messed with your head, but it was like, wow, that was a well-plotted story, and I like how they leave it open for the next adventure. So, yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm excited about HBO Max. I don't know if I'm going to get it, because I do have to get Disney Max, or Disney Plus, and, my situation is my situation, and I have to figure stuff out. But as it stands, life is it's a golden age of premium television, as they say. It's like cable, but over the internet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're shooting themselves in the foot because if there's HBO Max and DC Universe, I'm not paying for both.
Well, yeah, but let's be honest, you'll probably buy the HBO Max.
Yeah, but I'm just saying one of them's going to suffer.
Well, one of them's going to suffer, yeah, and it's obvious which one's going to suffer. I mean, look, there's an argument that says I only want DC properties.
Yeah.
I don't care about Deadwood. I don't care about Watchmen or any of the, like I said, because they'll probably move Watchmen back over to DC Universe once it runs. So it'll be second run. It'll be like Netflix. So DCU will be, or DCU will be like Netflix, where after it runs on the other channels, now it's going to come over here. And then like Netflix will become the third tier. So it's like, just like when Titans is done, it's probably going to wind up on US Netflix. They help produce it anyway. So it's like they're all working together, and there's just going to be a site. It's sort of like when people are all upset, it's like, oh no, HBO Max has exclusive first air rights to Sesame Street. And it's like, it's supposed to be free on PBS. And it's like, well, okay. First off, the Children's Television Workshop is still going to air on PBS. It's just that first airings will be on HBO Max. So yes, the preschoolers of people with money will get to learn that C is for cookie, except they can also, the kids currently not with HBO Max will still learn that C is for cookie because they've actually said C is for cookie many times before. But the new C is for cookie will come out about 2 or 3 weeks later. That's the whole of the difference. And the fact of the matter is, I hate to tell you this, your preschoolers are like, oh, you don't know that C is for cookie yet? Oh, you're singing that version of the song? Goodness. No, preschoolers are like, cookies. Trust me. The damage done is mitigated. The money that AT&T, Time Warner, AOL is going to bring to it is going to help out to make better productions and even arguably allow PBS to air these shows cheaper. So because Children's Television Workshop owns Sesame Street. That's not even Lucas. That's not even Henson. Henson might get a nickel on some of the characters, but generally speaking, that is Sesame Workshop. That is a wholly owned subsidiary and a not-for-profit organization. So when they get that extra money, they can now distribute Sesame Street to more places for less money.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to look at give and take. You have to think of these things as a holistic situation, not just how this affects my one brand.
Yeah, but they just got to merge. They got to put that DC universe in that with that HBO Max.
But here's the thing: DC Universe.
They just have to have one platform.
No, why?
I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, I think that's the strength of Disney Plus. Everything is in one spot.
Well, not everything is in one spot.
Well, it's more and more. I mean, they canceled Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that Cloak and Dagger is going to be there, and something's going to be on Hulu.
That's what I'm saying. Even if Cloak and Dagger comes back, it's probably going to be Disney Plus or Hulu.
Well, exactly. It'll probably be on Hulu. So even Disney has two platforms because they kind of are of the statement that Disney branding is not going to be on more controversial fare.
Why? Yeah, but I think the Hulu is just for their like adult rated, anything above PG
exactly
on Hulu. Yeah,
exactly. And that's the thing. It's like there's different levels for different things. And like I said, DCU has that full comic book library, which if you're a DC fan, is probably a big selling point. So it's worth it to you to get. It's sort of like Amazon Prime. You get all those videos with Amazon Prime. Oh, and then you also get the free shipping. Now, there are people that get Amazon Prime just for the videos, and they go, oh, hey, isn't this nice? I get the free shipping too. Or someone says, man, I really need this free shipping. It's like, oh, wow, look at all this extra content I get from Amazon Prime too. Because you have different things you're offering. Different people are going to want different things from it, but you're still paying for that on that subscription basis. So, I mean, I don't think Disney's worried about it. I don't think HBO Max is worried about it. The proof is going to be if HBO, and this is the real thing, because HBO Max is saying they're coming out with like 10,000 hours of programming. I have no idea how much programming that is, or how much of that anyone's even going to want to watch. Because that's, I'll tell you right now, they could sell a lot better if they said, oh, we're going to have Dream On reruns. And then I might get it. I miss Dream On. That was a great series.
Yeah.
The HBO series, for those who don't know. Very, very dirty.
Yeah.
But they do have edited for television versions, just like they have edited for television versions of The Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there's, and if nothing else, that's even something that they have as an interesting, fun little side offer. You can set it to edit for television, or you can edit to adults watching. So there's lots of fun things you could do with the HBO Max platform. We really don't know what's going to be on it, but it looks like what they want to do is have a lot of great content day one. Whereas I think even Disney Plus, we're only getting one or two new shows day one. Is that correct? I think we're getting.
As far as I know, well, I can look it up, but as far as I know, the only one I keep hearing about is the Mandalorian day one. Like none of the new Marvel stuff's coming out day one. I know that.
Okay, well, and you see, and that is arguably Disney shooting itself in the foot, because then it's just being the Disney DCU and the problems that had with only having one show at a time.
Yeah, but I don't think. But Disney's in a position of strength. They don't have to drop everything day. I mean, DC Universe didn't drop everything day one. I mean,
yeah, I know. And just because you are still there doesn't mean that it's going to have a broad appeal.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is like if there's other content for you to explore, that's great. If you have an interest in that content, and Disney Plus is maybe leaning on that because they do have other content. But you look at something like Netflix, which has been very successful. There is always new content on Netflix. and always a lot of new originals on Netflix. So right when you get in there, there's a lot you haven't seen and a lot of structures and stories that you haven't seen that you can now watch. Because, not for nothing, if you've already seen it, it's a little harder to argue paying for it. That's sort of Tubi's model. Tubi you don't pay for it, but you can see all the stuff you've already seen, and maybe you're going to find stuff that you had heard of, but you never saw before because it's some rare, weird, obscure film from the 80s, the 70s, or the 60s. So, I mean...
Oh, they're going to have Mandalorian day one. They're going to have that live-action Lady and the Tramp movie day one.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're putting some stuff out.
They got some two things. So, okay. That's fine, And actually, Lady and the Tramp actually is live-action because they actually got real dogs for it.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing CGI over the dogs, but the dogs are doing the acting. So.
Yeah.
And they're all rescue dogs. They're like all kinds of heartstrings pull on that one. But,
that's the modern version of no animals were harmed in the filming of this production.
Yes, only rescue animals were harmed in
It's long hours.
Yeah, they're dogs. What do they care? Yeah. There's food. I get to do tricks. Okay, I'm fine. There's treats. Are treats involved? Good. Anyway.
Yeah, the other news we got was Pennyworth got renewed for season 2.
Yay. Okay. And that's good. We'll see if that comes over to HBO Max.
Yeah, I mean
that is a Max kind of show, quite frankly.
I know they could do so much more with that, but I mean, I don't know what the deal with Epix is though, so I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta think it's got some kind of association with AOL Time Warner. I don't know. I mean, it's weird for a network that has that is unmoored like that to have no place to be, or to get a big prestige show like Pennyworth. Although arguably Pennyworth, one could say, wasn't a prestige show, but it got to be because of what they did with it, sort of like Iron Man. Not really the most popular character at the time. I remember that was back in his mullet phase. Did he have his mullet then? I don't know. When did Tony Stark get rid of his mullet? I think it was about the time that Robert Downey Jr. started playing. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Oh, I thought it was like late 90s or something.
Yeah, well,
did he have a after that?
I'm sorry, what?
Did he have a mullet after that? I thought it was like...
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't reading Iron Man, so... Yeah. I know the cartoon still had the mullet, so...
Yeah, I thought it was like, he died, Teen Iron Man came in. Yeah.
Oh, Teen Iron Man. Okay, yeah. I don't know anything about Teen Iron Man. So.
You don't want
Last Iron Man I knew was it Infamous Iron Man? Or
I was talking 90s, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, and I did not read a lot of books in the 90s. I'll be honest. I mean, well, I read a few, but I was out looking for comic book shops. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, so Pennyworth is back, and that's great. I still haven't watched the rest of the season. I know I can get that month of Epix streaming if I need to, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I mean, it wasn't necessarily a cliffhanger, but there was like a big moment at the end of season 1 where it's like, all I should do is season 2.
Oh, yeah, well, of course, that's how you do a show like that. You don't want to tie it all up with a bow.
Oh, no.
You want to leave something undone,
I just didn't know if they'd be afraid because, I don't think it was certain at that point that they were getting a season 2, so they didn't want to pull Krypton and have a cliffhanger and then not come back.
Well, who knows? Maybe Krypton's coming to HBO Max, or maybe they're going to start moving all that stuff over to the DCU. They're going to say, okay, all of our lower performing stuff, our superhero fare, we're going to put on DCU. Our higher anticipated stuff, we're going to put on HBO Max, and then feed it to DCU. So you might have like that 2 tiers. So where you're going to get your Swamp Thing, well, you're not going to get Swamp Thing to DCU, but maybe you'll get something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Giant size Swamp Thing. Okay. Do you want to talk comics or?
Yeah, let's talk some comics.
Let's talk some comics. Okay. Well, let's talk.
Bill's Comics Corner.
Kristen's favorite comic book this week was, of course, when he read Marvel Zombies Resurrection.
Oh.
Yay! This is a really interesting take on the entire Marvel Zombies premise. Essentially, we got the Illuminati back. Well, without it, Professor Xavier, of course. We've got Beast in there now. And no Namor. What?
I wonder if that's Galactus's body from the universe when they ate him, the first Marvel zombie.
That's an interesting question. He was asking if that's the Galactus's body. So, spoilers, there's a whole issue with Galactus's body that this might be from the previous Marvel universe. But they do bring the X-Men in because you get Magneto there. He's even helping. This is all hands on deck, you know. It's like you got to put it all aside.
Did Magneto get zombified? We didn't see him die.
We didn't see him die yet. We had a whole conversation because we see a lot of folks get zombied in this one.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks get zombied in Contagion too, so we'll see how that works out. But in this, we basically realized that, of course, you know, Tony Stark and Reed Richards like, yeah, we gotta sell, because Tony Stark is like, yeah, let's totally salvage all the parts. Let's salvage Galactus for parts. This is great technology, man. We can't just leave this lying around. And then Reed is like, yes, we can't leave it lying around. It's too dangerous even for us.
Yeah.
You know, we need to destroy it. But then we realized, and this is what's interesting, is like whatever the zombies are, and Tristan pointed out, the zombies are drawn differently in this universe. They also seem to have a unimind, where, you know, they say, come and see. And for whatever reason, Logan knows what they are.
Huh.
That's what he says. He says he knows what they are. So,
I wonder if Logan survived.
well, that's a question.
He does have a healing factor.
He does have a very big healing factor. We see that, you know,
But
Silver Surfer's all getting eaten.
he did get infected in the first issue.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, buddy, okay?
So is that like a reboot?
What?
That Marvel Zombies Resurrection? Because wasn't like the original series in that? Weren't they all zombified in that one?
Well, yeah, no, this is a total reboot. This is apparently a concurrent Marvel Zombies universe stemming from our current universe.
Oh, okay.
Everything about it has that implication because there's mentions of Krakoa and mentions of yada yada yada. Anyway, so we see a bunch of heroes go down, but we don't see the Thing really go down because he's got his zombie protection rocks. We don't really see Reed go down, even though we see Sue and Johnny both go down. We also don't see James Rhodes go down. We do see his ship blow up, but we also know he was in his War Machine armor at the time.
Yeah, but all Iron Man suits have been through a lot of stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Tony Stark gets his arm ripped off, but we don't know if that's necessarily fatal for him. So, you know, there's all that.
He is Tony Stark.
Yes, exactly. Spider-Man was left watching Val and Franklin. Now, aren't you mad you didn't put this universe back where you found it, Franklin?
No.
Can I tell you something?
What do you want to tell me?
I'm pretty positive these three are gonna be like the survivors.
You think they're gonna be this? Yeah, he thinks Val, Franklin, and Spidey are gonna be the ones who survive. We see a little shooting star out there, and then we see, because Galactus was turned into the ship, so the zombies are coming to Earth. Bump it above, alien monsters, superhero zombies. Such fun. What?
In the original one, they actually were kind of outer space zombies because after eating Galactus, they went on to other planets.
Yes, I know. An entire universe of zombies. That's why it's the zombie universe. Anyway, but that was Tristan's pick of the week. What was your pick of the week, Phil?
I don't know. There's a few good ones. You know what I liked? I liked even better than the Batman one is they did that Tales of the Dark Multiverse with the death of Superman this time.
Oh, okay. What happened? Oh, wow. Supergirl kills him?
Well, no. He gets killed by Doomsday. It's all usual, but like, no, the Eradicator basically gives Lois like Superman's powers because she's basically like, I'm going to make a world that, I'm going to improve this world that didn't deserve you. She's like, she was angry at the Justice League. Where were you guys? Why didn't you help him with Doomsday? But then she's like starts hunting down criminals and stuff and executing them and yeah.
So this is why we got our Dark Universe.
Dark Universe, yeah. But I mean, I liked it. Like I said, I liked it better than the Batman Nightfall one. So.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Is Nightfall the Joker Who Laughs origin or?
No, they did the one where A few weeks ago, where the story where Bane breaks Batman's back, and then Azrael takes over, and then Batman has to like take it back from Azrael. Yeah, that one. It's like, yeah, he couldn't defeat Azrael, so Azrael just like has Gotham for 30 years, sets up his little kingdom and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that the one where oh no, that's in DCeased where Damien reveals that Batman didn't have a plan to defeat Oliver Queen.
Oh yeah, because we had the last issue of Contagion and DCeased this week. The day before Halloween. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But DC. Yeah, it was the last issue of DCeased. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they were like, because Superman got zombified, so they were like, Damien's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, Father had plans for all of you. He's like, well, except for you, Oliver Queen. And he's like,
because he knew Oliver could never turn evil. He was the one person Batman trusts. Right? That fan fiction, Lilith. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, DCeased was sad because like they all had to like leave Earth eventually.
They just gave up, huh?
Well,
they're like, well, yeah, okay. How come no one ever tries to think? Wait, if there's a death equation, an anti-life equation? What if doesn't that mean there's a life equation or an anti-death equation? Or
I don't think anyone knew the math on that one though.
Well, maybe someone might have sat for 5 minutes and figured it out. I mean, just gonna throw that out there. Maybe you should just. So that's the anti-life equation. Maybe there's a life equation. I
know, but they were busy fighting zombies.
But maybe you could fix it just by telling them the other equation.
I know. Oh, but you said
they actually did do a life equation. I think the last time the anti-life equation took over, didn't they? I think so. That sounds familiar to me.
Maybe in a Justice League story. That does sound familiar.
Yeah, I remember because remember like the anti-life equation. Wonder Woman gets the anti-life equation. This was like the last time this entire storyline happened. And all the villains took over because that was the other year. That was the previous year of the villains when the villains take over. They pretty much have the villains take over every couple of years in DC. This time the villains win again. They really just want to be EC Comics and just have all villains all the time.
Well, they're like new continuity or something. They think the same thing's gonna work because they switch some continuities and stuff.
You know what book I did not like this week, Philip?
Superior Spider-Man.
I don't even know what they're doing.
Nah.
I guess they said you have to put it back in the box. It's like, why? Why on God's green earth do I have to put it back in the box?
And it's Mephisto. Now you know how I felt when they took that marriage away with Mephisto.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know. I'm mad they took the marriage away too. It's like,
I know. But I'm just saying, I'm sure this is closer to your heart. So this is exactly how
really bad. And just to have him come back and be, no, I am a villain. It's like
just like they did with Doom. Just like they did with Doom.
I know. It's like, but why? I don't know. I personally am hoping that like Anna Maria and personally. Oh, by the way, and I do love. There are some redemptive things. The last scene with Gravedigger.
Oh yeah.
That is pretty awesome. I love that. And yeah, he, and of course we got the classic Superior Spider-Man No More scene. But you know what, man? I'm gonna write them an angry letter and say, bring back Superior. I want to see Maria, basically back in the clone lab. Get some old Tolliver tapes. Because not for nothing, it's not like Otto didn't do a backup just before he made the deal,
Oh yeah.
Of course I made a backup. I've got backups of my backup.
Well, that was my thing. I was like, okay, if you need to cancel the series, fine, but why do you have to send him back to status quo? And what about your idea? Why can't you have like both versions of himself?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they're going to do that.
Maybe
maybe that's what he did too. We're going to get that where you're going to have Tolliver meet up with him. It's like, now I want the Doc Ock Superior Spider-Man team up. where it's like, oh, you're corrupted by Parker DNA. It's like, oh, geez. You're corrupted by low self-esteem. You know, that's the thing, really.
But did they take the easy way out? Because they're just like, okay, well, people scream about it enough. We can do that where, both of them are running around. But, if not, we can just have regular Doc Ock back.
Yeah, no, they definitely took the easy. I mean, it's the easy way out when Mephisto shows up.
Exactly, again.
It's like, Deus ex Mephisto, aren't you supposed to be in Vegas? And no one ever says it. Like, aren't you supposed to be trapped right? Maybe we should tell someone that Mephisto is totally not trapped. Because as it turns out, you can't trap an extra-dimensional being in a hotel room in Las Vegas. All you did was create a portal to hell that he can't walk through, but he can walk through. He can, go back down into heck and come back up. So.
And again, I mean, Otto's evil again, but wouldn't he be like, shouldn't it be like, hey, maybe I should tell somebody that Mephisto's loose? And then that whole conversation with Anna Maria, just like, oh yes, I can't remember who Spider-Man is, but if you are his ally, you can tell him, everything's back to status quo. It's like,
yeah. Well, what I find fascinating about that is literally just the fact that Mephisto basically lied. Because he said you would maintain everything, but he didn't. He didn't give him, because those Parker memories were the things. Oh, and that's how you do something interesting with it. Is, you do bring back Tolliver. Because there might even be a robot that's job is just, oh, Tolliver's gone, bring him back. There might be, because it's like fail-safe after fail-safe. You gotta have, because you're Otto Octavius, you always plan ahead. You're like Batman, but with robotic arms.
I mean, he basically had a clone body in this issue, the one he sacrificed.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it makes me think that maybe that new Superior Spider-Man's going to come back and say, oh, okay. Well, I can solve this. I'll just give him Parker's memories. What are you afraid that if you know all of Parker's secrets that you won't be a villain anymore? And then he just gives him the, in fact, that would have been a much better way to end this, is you actually do have them both there.
Mm-hmm.
And said, no, of course, as soon as you were created, I recreated myself as well. But here is Parker's memories, as I'm sure that the devil did not want you to have those, because that's what really convinced us to be a hero. So here you are. If you would like to be a hero, take that. And then you have him say, bah, humbug, I'm villainy. But he still takes the memories just in case,
I don't know. I just thought they wrote very vaguely where it was like, if you, maybe he remembers stuff, but he doesn't want to remember this stuff. So, and we can bring that stuff back at any time. Yeah,
well, of course you can, because, the human mind doesn't work like that. Like, the memories are there, the reasons why he motivated himself to be a hero, his choice to be a better person, it's all there. He still saves the kid. He still provides for the kid's future. He does all these things to fix things. He pays off his crew, but tells them not to help the Brothers Grimm, who just were really cowards, and then they betrayed him. It's like, no, you get what you got. Messes up Osborn a lot, but that happens. Now, if I'm correct, does he now also have the ability to walk between web worlds because he stole the web from him?
I guess that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, so it's like now we've got across the Octoverse. Oh my gosh, that's the next one, and that's how we bring back Superior Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go across the Octoverse. He's going to gather up all of his brethren Octopi.
There's going to be a universe where he never gave up, being Superior Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That, and still defeated him, or whatever. Whatever happens. So maybe that's our next big setup for the next big event. Okay. What else we got here, Philip?
Did you read Fantastic Four Grand Design?
No, I didn't. It was, first off, very small panels, hard to read.
Yeah, I know, because it's like they tried to squeeze in. I mean, they basically go they go pre-origin of Fantastic Four up until Galactus is coming. So
yeah, and was that like original art from the comic?
No, I think they did this with X-Men. I think it's like these artists ape the style. I think,
okay.
But there's a lot of panels because it did take a while to read. But it's just some some of their story, like it seems like they rush through it, and then other stuff they really focus on, like the Inhuman stuff. He seems to really focus on and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. I didn't pick it up. I know the origin of the Fantastic Four. I know their history. And this may be the new canonical version, but only for this week.
But yeah, I don't know if they're gonna try to, if this was just the artist's choice, or if they're gonna like try to retcon stuff later. But like Alicia in this is darker. Like she's African American. She looks like, and I was just like, okay. I mean,
I guess they're working,
but I mean,
that would make her pass exactly for Sue Storm.
I know. They didn't.
That's why they should have made Sue Storm African American in the reboot, because her brother was African American, and then you could have an African American Alicia who just happens to look exactly like her. Make your first villain the Puppet Master. Leave the fact that Doom survived as your big reveal at the end. That's how you make a movie. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, it was good. Again, it's the Fantastic Four origin and stuff. He kind of played more with, Johnny was like a street thug,
Wow.
He was stealing cars until Ben's like, "Oh, here, kid, I'll let you help me co-pilot this shuttle. Maybe that'll put you on the straight and narrow."
Anyway, yeah. So that is it. And so they're pulling from a lot of the movie versions, obviously, which is good because that is something people are familiar with, and they're trying to reintroduce them for a next generation. Quick shout out to Crazy Magazine.
Oh,
Mad Magazine is gone, but Crazy came back for one issue. And it's kind of funny because it is literally like if Mad Magazine was on Disney Plus. Because it's just all crazy Marvel parodies, and also kind of edgy in their own way. We see Forbushman's evil nemesis, Irving Nebish, and then Obnoxious the Clown comes in, yada yada yada. We break a lot of fourth walls, and wackiness ensues. We got Ziggy Pig and Silly Seal, our old Funny Animal Comics guys. I have not seen the Funny Animal Comics 80th anniversary issue, so maybe I missed it, but yeah, and they have all the rejected comics. It's funny, it's great. If you like Mad Magazine and are a Marvel fan, this might be a good magazine for you. No, it's a parody.
The second issue of Harleen came out. That oversized.
Yeah. I mean, I'll wait till that's collected in its trade, because it's like I didn't get the first and I didn't get the second, so maybe I'll get it when that comes out as one book.
I mean, it's good. It's it's getting in the Harley's head and basically setting up her meeting the Joker, and I don't know. It's basically like a thing where like Gotham and the Joker are driving her crazy, because this is like they show like Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face and basically him on the TV screaming about how the city and everyone was all corrupt and. Just a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it's good, but I'm just like, I don't know. It just seems with that movie and now this thing, they're like really trying to like romanticize the Joker.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's what I'll say. It's like in the same way that they kind of made Hank Pym a wife abuser, and now they're trying to walk it back. They kind of have to. They like made a character kind of horrible. Who is horrible, but also maybe is popular. And so how do we solve this problem? How do we square this circle? How do we say, okay, look, yeah, we know he murders a lot of people, but that doesn't mean he can't be romantic. Really, what's bothersome with people isn't that he's a serial killer, it's that he's mean to Harley.
Yeah.
Being a serial killer is all well and good. But, people want that, what was it? What was that Woody Harrelson film? Natural Born Killers.
Oh yeah.
They want a Natural Born Killers romance story, not an abusive guy who likes to kill people story. That's not fun. It's only fun if something matters to them.
Mm-hmm.
If something doesn't matter to Joker, like Harley, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I know. It's just with the art. I mean, the art's beautiful, but it's just like they're making Joker look more attractive and everything. I'm just like,
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well, you know what? Maybe it winds up being that this is Harleen's view of it.
Yeah.
So we're in her head, so it's how she sees, her own Jared Leto Joker. He was a handsome guy. He was objectively much better looking than this new guy we got doing. I'm just saying. Joaquin's not a pretty man. He's not ugly, but he's Hollywood normal. It's like.
Well, especially when he diets too and gets all thin and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the Jokers we have. Oh yeah, good. I mean, good for Harleen, but is there going to be a third issue?
Yeah, I think it's 3 issues. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe in the third issue is her realizing growing beyond Joker. So that's sort of it. It's like this is how it falls, and then maybe next issue he's like more traditional Joker, and it's sort of like that one time where he betrays her, and then
Yeah.
So we'll see. Did you read the Savage Avengers annual?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. I love Conan, man. Conan is just great. Conan is just so in a world he never made, and I love the girl who prays to Satan. No, I'm not praying to God. I'm praying to Satan. Get someone who can get something done here. And there's Damian Hellstrom, who again he's filled with demonic ennui. Like, I used to be a hero, but humans are still awful. Very annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Leto Joker. I remember I told you the Suicide Squad Joker is basically the Joker Andrew Garfield because of bad script, not that much people like him.
Yeah, so there we go. Jared Leto Joker is the Andrew Garfield of Jokers. But this was pretty cool, and it's great seeing how we have Conan going to a brothel, being very disappointed. The girls don't want to have sex with him, and it's like I'm not here to have my way with you. I'm here to have sex with people that want to have sex. He's very sex positive and pro sex work, but he doesn't want to be in a situation where it's like these people aren't here by their own choice.
These gals.
And your beer is awful. This is a really lousy universe you guys have here. So he kills a bunch of people and essentially frees the women who are sex slaves. He's like, I don't mind. And like, I'm not gonna take advantage of you. And then they say, well, we want you to kill the slavers. He's like, I'd do that for free, but it's always good to get paid for it. And he decides to wait a little while before he kills them because, now someone wants to. Now it's all consensual. Got to be consensual, kids. Remember that. And then, of course, Hellstrom goes to beat up the villains. By the time Conan arrives, but he's like, I don't like wizards in general. So, and I do love that. I hate having to use one of these modern weapons. But then he doesn't shoot it; he just hits the horse's leg with it. It's really kind of fun. And then of course, that was one thing. Is Steph Rogers supposed to be Natalia in a wig?
That's what I got. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, I guess so. Let me look at the way they draw their faces here, because I think her nose is a little different when she's in her red, but I don't know. Maybe it is. If it is, it is.
Maybe it's a fake.
I was hoping that was like a new character.
Oh, yeah. Nah.
And then we're gonna find out that because what my hope is that that's actually the Venom from the Naziverse or the Hydra that came over with Ian Rogers.
Yeah.
And now they're here, and then she's gonna be all savage because they're missing a Venom right now. I think, aren't they? I don't know. But yeah, I really like this triumvirate of Hellstrom, Natasha, and Conan. You got your sorcerer, your rogue, and your barbarian. That seems like a good team, well-rounded. I like when Conan steals the horse.
Oh yeah, the flaming horse.
That's great. And then they all, in their own way, do their searches. Except for Conan, who's just marching for where he's going, and is all disappointed because he's too much magic in this world.
Oh yeah.
And I like when Hellstrom offers to take him back, and then he's like, "No, I got stuff to do." You know, so, trust me, I want to go home, but I got stuff to do in this universe. There's a wizard that made me mad. Now I got to kill him. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I was going to say, let's cut it there because we have our big interview coming up with Daniel Kibblesmith, writer of Loki. So check that out this week on Super Connectivity.
Okay, no problem. But 2 quick shout-outs. Invisible Woman, number 4, really good. You see Invisible Woman totally own the bad guys in this, and realizes that the guy that she thought was her partner was evil the whole time. They're about to get away when Maria Hill arrests them both, so that's going to be a whole next issue. Nice. Conan the Barbarian, always awesome. This is almost our final issue, or maybe not our final issue, but we're almost to the ultimate of this storyline. But we
actually dead.
That's the whole other question. In the MCU, maybe. The monster demon is risen. The Conan is bleeding, and was certainly dead this time for sure, right? Then he's in next issue. So, okay, that's what I read. That was Conan number 10. Conan the Barbarian number 10. Okay.
All right. So, everyone, send us your thoughts. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call our voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And check out all of our social media links at Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And Charlie Esser, where can people discuss all of this with you?
Well, if you'd like to write to me in the old-fashioned email way, there are miles and pods. Instead, write to me at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on Twitter. The live tweet, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, when it comes back, and other things when I have time. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEssser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing! There you go.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully next week you should have Miss Lil Hellfire back. But for another week, we have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
The Lunatics.
Yay.
Yay. Where's on Lil Hellfire? So yeah, like I said, join us on Wednesday for Super Connectivity, Daniel Kibblesmith interview, current writer of Loki. If you want to know all things Loki, tune in. And get it together, HBO MAX.